Hello, everybody. Here we are back at it again with another Ethereum market update. And, not much has changed. We're still consolidating down here. And I think that this is a really bullish sign, right? Look at these days. Very bullish, holding the line. And so because of this, how bullish this is, I took out my sell limit up here and so I only have my sell limit that's all the way back at all-time highs. I do think that we easily come up, 10% within this month. If not, I do think that we're gonna continue even past that. I actually have my target all the way up around 5,800 to for like my full take profit. So, right, that's a solid 30% from where we're at right now. If you've been following my trades, I have about 25% of what I would put maximum in a trade right now. So I'm actually thinking of flipping more bullish and adding on once we come, up higher. We'll see. Um, we'll see. We will see. Because I have two different trading accounts. One that just holds like it just holding all through this volatility, and then one that's supposed to trade more of these patterns here, coming up, selling here, comes down, buying, comes up, selling here. So I probably will sell here. But what I think is the reason that I removed this one is I think that if we break this level at 4,500, I think that we're for sure coming all the way up to test all time highs at 49. So the trade that I'm for sure going to take is from 49, from 30 where we're at right now, up 10% up to 48, 49. And yeah, um, I was gonna sell again. I was gonna DCA out, but I do think that we're gonna see something like this. I think we're gonna see one of those 14%, 15% days. Right? This is just one day here, so I do think that it's very possible we shoot up just like that. And yeah, I'll be on the lookout for this double bottom pattern possibly playing out. Excuse all my lines that are going to come up again. If you take this line and you bring it up, right? That's why I'm making new lines right now for, right, the bullish scenario, right? These dark blue lines here are the bearish scenario. Right, my buy one, my buy two, my buy three, right? This is the range low. So if we break through this, the new range low is going to be at this buy two. And right where I would want to enter would be around at this buy three, right? Just like this is the range low. I don't think we're going to get there. So my buy three is here, right? This is the range low. I don't think we're going to get here once we're up into these levels here. I would want to get my maximum position in right at 5K pretty much. So I'm just preparing my new lines right now, kind of figuring out where I'd want them to be. Right. Again, you do the classic um, um, uh, technical analysis of taking the trading range and breaks out. Double bottom target is the size of the trading range, moving up in that direction. That's where my sell line comes at 6K. To be completely honest, I would actually put this more again like um where I'm actually going to take profit is going to be more at 58, because you'll notice, right, we're hitting 48, maybe 49. We haven't actually hit 5K. We're selling right before it. So I would think that the target again is 6K, but we're not really going to get there. So my target is all the way up here, is slightly lower at 58, which would match up with the 58s that we kind of stopped here. Look, right? 57.75, right? So I can imagine this being 57, 58. Like I'll be selling in that range. The target is up at 6K though. And the way that I decided on these buy one and buy twos is just simply like distance, right? So if this is our range, right? If this is where we're truly going to sell, we a good solid place to buy, a good solid place to enter is right here at the 50% mark, right? If you can be right there at the bottom, that's great. 50% is still good. And then obviously you wouldn't want to buy, up here, right? And, possibly get rejected. So that's why my buy one is around right here. Buy three is here. I'm thinking probably to add a buy two right here. Right. So this is pretty much, how my strategy goes, right? And right, if you're going from here to here, right, 5%, here to here should be about 5%. Yep. And then here to the top should be around 10%, 5%. Yeah. So I think that the range is good. Usually Ethereum, for some reason, likes to trade in 20% ranges, around 20% ranges if it's like really big. Like you'll notice this one, right? From the bottom to top, like that's 30% up, 20% down, right? So I can imagine our next range being again from 49 all the way up to 50. Yeah, so that's 20% up. We'll see. It might be even more crazy than that. Um, right? I know other people have targets of like 65, 66, and right, we're just talking the short term movements here, right? We're talking these kind of movements that are from this range low to this range high, which is still 40%, right? But again, if we're expecting a similar movement, boom, right? Another 40%. So this is the trade that I'm currently really taking, right? I've been talking about the possible bearish scenario because I like to always have the bearish scenario in my mind, right? Don't want to be caught. Um, uh, I don't want to be surprised by when things are don't go the way that I think they should go or the way that I'd want them to go. Like when this happened, um, I was kind of, I was caught, right? Like when it was really low here, I was definitely pretty, afraid. But I just kind of held on, continued the strategy, right? I think I bought here, and I bought here, but then when it came here, I didn't buy again, unfortunately. Um, but I just put into my margin, and then, we came back up. So, you know, things can, happen like that. But we're in the bull market, right? This is like the best time to trade because it's just, it's easy. Like it's just handed to you, put in a long, boom, you make money. So, right, that's, I still stick by that. And here's like what my real, um, like bullish, targets are. So, once we pass this area, I will be, um, right, adding on, right? So I have my current position here, that's 25%, and then it goes on the way up, right? So I will sell here, right, just in case something happens. But if I notice that we're clearly breaking out, that the volume is picking up, and that we have a clear breakout, I am going to do a buy three. And with a buy three like this, a buy three is usually like 50% of a position, right? So I'll put um um right, I'm going to pull out 50% of this position coming here, and then if we break out, I will be adding on another 50%. So I'll be about 75% of what I'd fully want in a trade. And I might even go up to 100, but I think I'll stick to 75 just to weather the volatility and take it to this sell line ish. I'll probably DCA out at these buy lines, right? So instead of buying here, I'll probably end up selling here because maybe it'll come back down and we retest, right? I would buy again and right, it comes up. Just trading the volatility. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys an update on my um, my uh, trading strategy. I guess you can call it more like my sentiment, like what I think is going to happen, and like what I'm doing. Which, by the way, guys, like I am a swing trader, right? I'm not making like, hundreds and hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars catching like 5% going up, and, stuff like that. I'm really mainly the majority of my money is made from really buying and holding these, 30% moves, and then, selling up at these tops. Right. I go for these 20% pulls, right? When this came up, I think I bought here, I sold a little bit here, and then it came all the way up and I sold up here, right? That whole swing, which happened in a couple of days, but now you can see um, that you can go, weeks without any real big movement happening, right? Like right here. Um, I think I sniped this actually. I bought at here and then I sold up here for like a little, yeah, it's still like 10%. But this took like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, right? I'll hold for one, two. This was a fast movement, but right here, it's been super, super slow. Um, because I'm not really, sometimes I'll take 2%, sometimes I'll take those 4%. But now that we're trading as tight as we are, and I can tell that there's like a big movement that's gonna come real soon. Um, uh, I I I'm prepared for this kind of candle to come fairly soon. Um, kind of somewhere else here. I do want to take a look at the 400, 200 EMA. I think that's what we're really playing around right now. Yeah. Yeah, you can see it's exactly what we're bumping up against right now. But I do think that it's just a matter of time before we break this. And if not, hey, we'll go for a little ride down. I'm prepared for it. You've seen my targets, right? Testing this range low. But most likely, I think we're going to come up to retest our all-time highs. And then if we come up to retest our all-time highs, Ethereum's favorite pattern is just a double bottom, right? Double, bottom, boom, right? Double, bottom, boom, right? So if we create a double bottom, I will hold it. Look at this. Double, bottom, boom. Here it's super choppy. There's not really too much here. Um, but you can kind of see some in some of these here. We have a nice double bottom here that actually broke out and hit its target. Um, and then this is a tough time because it's like negative. But you'll even notice on the larger time frames, look at this, double bottom, boom, right? Double bottom, and this is why my target is for this entire cycle, my actual target is around, right, 15, 14K. Like the target is 15K. I think it's more realistically going to hit like 14, something like that. I know these are crazy predictions, but just based off of like the TA, we should be going towards 15. Um, so my I have another swing trading account, and obviously I'm holding, and I plan to really start like take profit one around the 2x part portion, right? Once we get 100% up, which is at 95, right? So 95 will be my first take profit, and it'll be a lot, right? It'll be like probably 50% of my position, which is, quite a bit, but that still leaves a lot of room to go from there, right? An additional how much would that be? Additional, if we get up to 14.7, yeah, additional 50%, which is, just fantastic. So, but we'll see, like we'll be watching the charts the whole time. I know this was a long one, a little bit of rambling here. Oh yeah, a little double bottom here. This is why I'm also like, very bullish here, right? Look, I, like how would you feel trying to be a bear right now, right? How would you feel if you had a short open right now? How would you feel? Would you feel all hunky dory and good about it, right? When we've just touched all time highs, when we have a clear breakout from this pattern that we were stuck in for what is that, a year, after two very green candles, would you be a bear? Would you be selling right now? Right? When Bitcoin is loading up and gearing up to, you know, create its own bull flag, right? We hit our target down here and now we're coming back up. Are you really going to short right now? Um I wouldn't feel comfortable. So that's why I'm like, that's why I'm a bull. Right. Um so yeah, yeah. Um I hope you guys, enjoy these market updates. I know this one was long. Uh I just think that it's good to keep you guys, up to date with like, how I trade, right? This is how I do it. So this one's a lot more in depth, and leave a comment if you have any questions or um, anything like that. Leave a like if you like the video. Subscribe if you want to keep up with these, Ethereum market updates and my trades and trading strategy. Um, anyways, happy trading, everybody. Peace.